Okay. 3 games left. Pressure's on, it sounds like. What are you feeling pressure?
Well, I think it's good that you feel pressure this time of year because that's better than not, having anything to play for or just playing for seed or to be playing well going into the conference tournament. I think it's good to have a little bit of pressure, and I think it sharpens your focus in your preparation and in your practice, and I think so that's good. I mean, I do feel a little pressure, but I think that just makes you want to prepare even better. So it's a good kind of pressure.
It's also kind of the same situation you guys were in last year. Do you draw from a situation like that?
Yeah, I absolutely. I think that you, as a coach, that you can look back and say, okay, what are some of the things that maybe I was conscious of last year, and how do you get your team ready every day? And this is the time of year where, kids are a little bit sick or they're banged up, and you really have to shorten practice. But at the same time, you're telling yourself, well, we need to practice because we can't afford to lose. And so you kind of have to balance what preparation is, and you really kind of have to understand how important the mental part is. And that's what's nice about having a mature team and a team with experience, is that I feel like, we can maybe watch a little bit more film, practice a little bit less, and be fine that way, because it really does become more of a chess match late in the year when you've got so much film of opponents and they know you really well and you know them really well, and every little advantage that you can get, even if it's hey, let's try to play this a little bit differently when we play Seton Hall or when we play Marquette, and we did a lot of good things, but here are 2 areas where we can maybe keep them off balance a little bit more than we did the first time, and what possible adjustments might they make.
It's got to be nice to have at least 2 of the last 3 here at home where you guys are unbeatable, but pretty darn close to it.
Yeah, we've done well at home the last 2.5 years, and I think that bodes well for us, certainly. And I think late in the year it's good because the teams that have to travel are probably it gets long. February, if you're on the road a lot, it gets long. But you're also we're playing against teams that are playing to get out of the playing game or to improve their seeding. So I think we've got 3 pretty good games left. I mean, nobody's going to be easy, but I think being at home certainly helps. Not just from a hey, we're going to have fans and we're at home, but also because we're not on the road, and you're not getting worn down with travel.
On the line.
Yeah, I think it definitely is, just because, we beat St. John's, and then we have to just win out from here, and I think it's just exciting knowing the possibilities of where we could end up before we go into the conference tournament.
How tough has this season been for you? Not only you, but the team in the new conference, and how much of a struggle has it been?
It's been exciting to be in a new conference, but it's been really tough because we've been a little inconsistent at times, and I mean, it's just every basketball season in college is a long basketball season, no matter what conference you're in, and you always have to lock in with what you're doing game to game, and it's just hard because these teams, they'll throw zone, they'll throw man, they play so much different than the teams in the Valley, and so I think every game is a challenge, and that's the best part, but then again, that's the hardest part, and I think it's exciting to have a challenge like that.
Last game, you guys killed St. John's in the first, I would say, 3/4 of the game, and then they made it close down the stretch. Do you feel like you guys have played a full 40 minutes yet, up to your capabilities?
I don't think we've played a full 40 minutes, and I remember going into the second half, and we were doing our huddle, and I kind of said, hey, let's put 2 halves together, and that's always what my dad says, put 2 halves together, play a full 40 minutes, and I don't think that's one thing that we've done yet. I think we've gotten close, especially with St. John's, and that's a huge thing to be consistent with St. John's. But Flan will tell you, in the last 8 minutes or so, we didn't rebound like we did. We didn't play defense like we did earlier on, and we always have these little spurts of letdowns, and where we just kind of let them come back into the game. And they were 22nd in the nation. I don't know what they are now, but a team like that's not going to give up when they're down by 20 to a team in their conference. So,
what is the difference there, or why do you think that is, that there is that lapse of, not judgment, but not 100% focus out there?
I think it's that we get comfortable, like being up to a team, being up by 20 to St. John's. I just don't know if we got comfortable or content with where we were at, or we just, I don't know. I really couldn't tell you if I knew or if Flan or anybody knew. I don't know if we've had that problem.
You guys, when you do hit your shots, it seems like it's contagious, as it was in the first half. Do you think y'all might rely on that a little too much to, oh yeah, we can kind of turn it on whenever we want?
I think maybe, and then if a couple people miss shots, maybe people are like, oh, shoot, and then they have to go back and play defense, and we'll have a letdown on defense, and then that'll give them a run and give them the momentum, and then getting the momentum back is pretty tough, especially against a team like that. So I don't know about other games where we'll just like not be making shots, and then we'll just kind of crumble for a little bit and then try to come back in the second half, and those are usually the games where we end up coming out with a loss. But yeah, I don't really know.
It seems like every